My name is Kyle Gardner. I'm the Disability and Critical Illness Sales Director at Mutual of Omaha. This call, we're going over our brand new Critical Advantage portfolio. So this product just got released in February of this year. Great product. It's a great cross-sell product. Obviously, everyone out there knows somebody that's either had cancer, heart attack, and stroke, so there's a huge need for this type of product in the marketplace. So I'm going to kind of give you a brief overview first of what critical illness is. I'll give you a little history on it, and then I'll get into the product, and then we'll go over the application. So Critical Advantage portfolio. Within this portfolio, we have 3 different products that you can sell. One is our critical illness product. That's kind of covers about 13 different conditions on that product. We have a straight cancer policy you can sell, or we have a heart attack and stroke policy that you can sell. Now, the cancer and heart attack and stroke, they can be sold together. All 3 of these products are on the same application, and I'll go over that application a little later on. But it's designed with your recovery in mind. So essentially, what is a critical illness insurance policy? Really all it is, it's a lump sum tax-free benefit that the client gets upon diagnosis of a certain condition. So let's understand the need real quick. So as a man, I have a 1 in 2 lifetime risk of getting cancer, and for women, it's about 1 in 3. Heart attacks and strokes. So this year, 8.5 million Americans are going to suffer a heart attack, and there's a stroke that happens every 40 seconds on average. So there's a huge client base out there that should be buying up a Critical Advantage type product. So I wanted to give you a couple quotes. So this guy that you see on the screen here, his name is Dr. Marius Bernard. He was actually the creator of critical illness, and he was actually a doctor on the first human-to-human heart transplant team in South Africa. And a couple quotes here. He said, "You need critical illness insurance not because you're going to survive, or not because you're going to die, but because you're going to survive." And he created critical illness insurance because with medical advances, he was able to heal his patients physically, but the financial stress was killing them and working against everything he was trying to do as a doctor. So the reason I put this on here is so you understand that it was created by a doctor and not an insurance company initially. He saw a need to help his clients, and that's exactly what this product can do. So with medical advances, we're definitely living a lot longer. More critical illnesses are being diagnosed. We're able to survive that critical illness, but that survival has a price. So a lot of people think, I have a health insurance plan. Why would I need a critical illness insurance policy? Well, if you look at this graph here, you'll see that in the red portion of the graph, that 35% is the direct cost. So that's what your health insurance would cover. However, the majority of the costs would be the indirect costs. So if you're under age 65 and you're not on Medicare, you're probably going to have some deductibles on your health insurance plan. There may be some gaps in that coverage, or if you had cancer, you may be living out of a hotel, you may be on a special diet. A lot of times when someone in the family gets diagnosed with a certain condition, the spouse will take extended time off work to take care of them. So that would be a loss of income of 2 people in the household. So there's a huge need for a critical illness insurance policy. Also, you're going to have all your regular bills that you have to take care of every month. Could be your house payments, utilities, and groceries as well. So we only really have a couple options. How are you going to pay the out-of-pocket expenses associated with a critical illness? You could spend your savings. For most people, the average savings account in the United States is less than $2,000, so that's not going to go very far. You could sell your assets. That would be a huge change of lifestyle for you. Or you could buy a critical illness policy that's going to protect your family, your finances, and your future. So here's the Critical Advantage product. This is a nice brochure that you can find on Sales Professional Access. The reason I like this brochure is it kind of stacks up the three products side by side, so you can see the differences very easy. So our critical illness policy, that has issue ages of 18 to 64 for lifetime coverage, or 18 to 54 for term coverage. The cancer policy and heart attack and stroke policies, they have a little wider issue age range. They go all the way up to age 89. All three products offer both lifetime and term coverage. The term coverage options are 10 years, 15, 20, or 30 years. And really, it works a lot like life insurance. So there's a lot of different variations of policy designs on this product. Now, with whole life, that's obviously a lot more expensive than your term life coverage, and that's really how this product works as well. So you can do individual coverage with the product, you can do single parent coverage, or you can do family coverage. Now, with our critical illness policy, we have a huge selling feature on this policy. We have a built-in lump sum return of premium upon death. So we built that into the contract. There's no other product that I know of in the marketplace that has that. A lot of other companies will offer it as a rider. However, we built this into the contract, and we're able to keep our price point very competitive. So that's a nice feature on that product. Also, another feature on the critical illness product is we do not reduce benefits at any age. So some of my competitors at age 65 or 70, they'll say, well, you signed up for a $50,000 benefit. However, at age 65, we're going to go cut that benefit in half. We will not do that at any age. So the benefit that your client signs up for is the benefit that they're going to get. Let's see. We also offer a cash value rider. So the cash value rider works a lot like the return of premium, and those are available on the critical illness, the cancer, and heart attack and stroke. However, you do need to have the policy in place for 25 years to get the full amount back. So that would be all your return or all your premiums returned back to you or your beneficiaries as long as the policy had been in place for 25 years. If it was less than 25 years, you'd get a certain percentage of those premiums paid in. Now, a couple other nice things we have with the product. We have express underwriting. So any benefit amounts applied for under $50,000, we are only going to go off the application. And then any benefit amounts over $50,000, we're going to pull an MIB and prescription check. There also is going to be random telephone interviews as well. So if you sign your client up for a benefit under $50,000 and they were honest on the application, they will be guaranteed to get a policy. So you can assure them at the time you're taking that application that they will get a policy. This is a guaranteed renewable product for both life or term. There's no reduction in base benefits, which I already went over. Right now, we just have a paper application. However, we are slated to have an e-application in August, so be on the lookout for that. And there is no policy fee on this product as well. So right now, real quickly, I'm going to go over the application with you. So I pulled up my home state here, which is Nebraska. This will be the first page of the application here. And then here's where the application starts. So this is a fillable PDF that you can use. Pretty simple. All three policies are available on this application, and it's really just a checkbox. So if I was applying for a lump sum cancer policy, I would just check the checkbox next to that, and then also I could put any of the riders available here. So say, for instance, if I wanted to sign up for a lump sum cancer policy and add a heart attack and stroke rider, I can do that. I would just put the base amount for the cancer policy in this box, so I could sign up all the way up to $100,000. And for the rider on that heart attack and stroke, I can sign up for $100,000 as well, all the way up to that amount. So it's a potential payout when selling those two products together of $200,000. Individual plus children or family coverage, you just mark one of those. Your coverage options, guaranteed for life, or your term options that are available. And then here's a pretty standard section, which is just all the insured's information. And then anybody else, if say for instance you did the family coverage, the rest of the family you would put in the section listed as all other persons proposed for insurance. And then we'll get into the health questions. So very easy knockout underwriting health questions. And I'm going to be honest with you, since we released this product, the #1 policy sold so far has been just a straight cancer coverage. And the reason being, I believe, is because of how easy it is to get that policy. There's only 4 total questions when you're just signing up for a cancer plan. So Section A is always going to be asked no matter what products your client is wanting to buy. So essentially Section A, the first question deals with HIV or AIDS. That's a knockout. And then if your client is currently going to the doctor, having any evaluations done and needs to go back where those results are still pending, or if anything's inconclusive, then that would be a knockout. So those are the 2 questions that are going to be automatically asked for any product that your client is buying. Now, there's only 2 cancer questions that your client would need to answer. Essentially, it's just any internal cancer in the past would be a knockout. We do not knock out for cancer such as basal cell or anything like that, but it has to be internal cancer. And then in the past 5 years, if there's been any pre-screenings for cancer that have been abnormal and the test didn't rule cancer out, then that would be a knockout. So those are the only 2 cancer questions and only 2 standard questions that they have to go through. If they answer no to all those, then they will be guaranteed a policy. Now the nice thing about that, and I already touched on it, but if the policy amount that they signed up for was under $50,000, we're only going after those 4 questions. We're not going to pull the MIB or script check. So very easy policy to apply for. Now, if your client wanted to apply for the heart attack and stroke insurance, they would answer Section A and then Section C on this application. As you can see, there's only 4 questions for Section C, which would mean only 6 questions total. Now, if they were signing up for the cancer and the heart attack and stroke, they would only have 8 total questions that they would need to ask. Those questions are, #1, has any proposed insured ever been diagnosed with, treated for, or advised to have treatment for any disease, disorder, or abnormality of the heart or circulatory system? Has any proposed insured ever been diagnosed with, treated for, or advised to have treatment for carotid artery disease, peripheral artery disease, cerebrovascular disease, stroke, or TIA? And then in the past 6 months, has any proposed insured had 2 or more blood pressure readings of 140/90 or above? And then has any proposed insured ever been diagnosed with diabetes? So if they answered no to all 4 questions, then they would get a policy. Now, if you are selling a critical illness policy, you would simply go through all of these 8 questions that we just went through, and then you would answer Section D. So has any proposed insured been diagnosed with or treated for any of the following? You check all that apply if they have, but if they check the none of these box, then they will be able to get a critical illness policy. So very easy policy to sell, very easy to go through. I can guarantee you can get through this policy less than 10 minutes. And then if you were going to add the intensive care unit benefit rider, this is simply just a rider that's going to pay an intensive care benefit amount to the insured. You do not have to be diagnosed with a critical illness. It's only if you're in the ICU. So if you get it in the ICU, then it's going to be amount of money that you get per day in that ICU. So if you wanted to add that rider, you could do that. You just need to go through those 4 questions. And then after that, we just have the signature page, pretty standard, and then your agent producer statement. So very simple app to go through. Here's the current state availability for the product. As you can see, we are in most states. Currently, we're pending in all of the blue states. And if you do want a copy of this presentation, I can email that out afterwards. You'll just have to send me an email, and I'll give that out at the end here. All of our sales materials are located on Sales Professional Access. If you need help with signing in or registering for that, please let me know, and we can get you help. And then if you're not familiar with our mobile quoting tool, we came out with this last year, a brand new application. It's free to you as an agent to use. All you need to do is go into the iPhone store or Android Google Play Store, download it, type in Mutual of Omaha quotes. Our Indian head will pop up. Go ahead and download that for free. Most of our products are on there. The products that I went over today are on there to quote. Very intuitive, very easy for you to use. The nice thing about it is once you download it, you do not have to be connected to the internet to use it. So I definitely recommend giving that a try. And then here is the question portion of the presentation. So I'll go ahead and expand this and then see what questions we have. Is there any way that the premiums increase? Great question. It is a guaranteed renewable product, so we do not expect the premiums to increase. If we would ever increase the premiums, we'd have to do it for every individual on that block of business. That's not something we do with these types of product lines. We've never done that in the past on a critical illness policy. So the premium that they sign up for is the premium that they should have for the rest of the policy life. All right. And to remember with these underwriting questions, simply just answer the questions how they are asked. Try not to think too far into it. It'll definitely help you out when you're underwriting your clients. Any idea when California could be approved? Obviously, California is a huge state for us. We've been pending there for quite a while with a number of products. California is definitely a hard place to get into. We're going back and forth with that state right now. However, I can't give you a definitive timeline of when we will be approved. Let's see. So my email address is Kyle, and that's KYLE .Gardner, GARDNER at mutualofomaha.com. So if you do have any other questions, please feel free to email me. I'll get them back to you as soon as I can. But reach out if you have problems with accessing this product on Sales Professional Access, or if you need help getting a quote or anything like that. So I appreciate your time today. Thank you very much, and happy selling, and enjoy the rest of your week.